Good morning. All right, I'd like to welcome the newcomers. We are still engaged. We are operating in a northern and southern operational area with geographic branches. The Hardy is a big priority out there on the coast in Branch 6, so we will be deploying some resources that have just arrived out there. In the southern area, we got the Sugarloaf, another priority for us. However, we have 127 fires out there. A lot of them burned together. A lot of them we contained early on and moved on to other ones. So we are still in a patrol status. We have been finding activity on those that 3 weeks ago, when we contained them and moved on, they're still smoldering. There's a lot of heavy material out there. So we are still not out of the woods yet. With that said, we'd like you to maintain your situational awareness. It's going to be a little bit hotter and drier today. One of those might get active. Thank you.
Good morning. Well, we still have some coastal low clouds and fog, basically right along the coast, all the way up into the Eureka area. And the only difference this morning that we saw yesterday morning with that marine influence is it's not nearly as entrenched inland as we saw yesterday. Yesterday, it was coming in all the way through the river valleys, all along into well inland, and we're not seeing that this morning. It's still entrenched somewhat, maybe a few miles inland, but we should not see the influence nearly as much as we saw yesterday from those cool and moist clouds. So this afternoon, we're looking for the air mass to modify dry and warm slightly from that cool, moist air mass that we had yesterday and slowly drying. So this afternoon, basically all along the eastern side and the 101 corridor, we're looking for a temperature rise of about 4 to 7 degrees today, and RH is down about 6 to 12%. The near coast and coastal fires we'll see still somewhat high RHs today, but they'll be down a little bit as well, but still fairly high, looking for min RHs out on the coastal fires of about 30 to 40% today. Winds today will be fairly light again, looking for some upslope, up canyon winds this afternoon, maybe starting a little earlier because it appears that we don't have as much smoke today. And talking with the folks earlier on the conference call, it looks like most of that smoke is very shallow in the canyons, and I expect that that'll mix up maybe a little earlier this afternoon. So looking for maybe some upslope, up canyon winds starting out a little earlier, 11 o'clock, 1200, but not really getting too gusty. Upslope west and northwest, 4 to 8, a few gusts to 15 in the afternoon. And looking down the road at the bigger picture, we have a trough coming in on Monday, and that should cool temperatures down, widespread temperatures down 3 to 6 degrees Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. No rain anticipated, and looking for winds with that trough at ridge tops to maybe get a little gustier than what we've seen lately, but still remaining playing fairly and keeping it under 10 to 15 miles per hour in the afternoon. No precipitation expected, and at this point we are still not looking for any thunderstorm activity.
Good morning. The weather pattern, moist air we've had for the last couple of days is pretty short-lived. As a meteorologist said, the RHs are going to drop 5 to 8%, so it's going to affect the fine fuels. And the fine fuels east of 101, the 1 hour fuels are going to drop down again to about 3%. So they're dropping down about, 2 to 3% from what they've been the last couple of days, and that's significant. Once again, the large fuels and the ERCs remain critical. I say that day after day. It's Groundhog's Day. The probability emissions on the coast are going to be right around 40%. So they're just a little bit below the threshold of significance. However, inland, because of the drying that we're having, they're going to pop up again to around 90%. And that's right up there where it's really significant. So the potential for spotting and torching east of 101 remains pretty high. It's at critical levels. The interior islands, where there's any fuel continuity left, are going to burn freely east of 101. The fire is going to remain fuels topography driven. Once again, it's going to run to where it can to the top of the ridge and then be a backing fire thereafter. We've experienced these kind of conditions. About 3 days ago, we had some pretty warm, dry conditions. And once again, we're not going to reach those same levels, but all the fires east of 101 held except for a 2-acre spot out there in Pork. I expect no real significant fire activity east of 101 once again. However,